What's going on, everyone? It's Caleb Moats back with another episode of the Caleb Moats Show. So, as you know, I'm going through the book of Matthew on Tuesdays, and it's Tuesday, so we're going through Matthew. Now, today we have a beefy part of Matthew to go through. It's going to be fun, it's going to be good. Pay attention, I hope y'all get something from it, but it's going to be the Sermon on the Mount, specifically Matthew chapters 5 through 7. And this is Jesus' first sermon that he gives to all these people. So these words are spoken by Jesus himself. So it's pretty important stuff. Let's just dive right into it. So the first thing that he talks about is a thing called the Beatitudes. And this is showing who God blesses. And I'm going to read it straight out of the book for you. So start off with, God blesses those who are poor and realize their need for him, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. God blesses those who mourn, for they will be comforted. God blesses those who are humble, for they will inherit the whole earth. God blesses those who hunger and thirst for justice, for they will be satisfied. God blesses those who are merciful, for they will be shown mercy. God blesses whose hearts are pure, for they will see God. God blesses those who work for peace, for they will be called children of God. God blesses those who are persecuted for doing right, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. And he goes on to say, God blesses you when people mock you and persecute you and lie about you and say all sorts of evil things against you because you are my followers. Be happy about it. Be very glad, for a great reward awaits you in heaven. And remember, the ancient prophets were persecuted in the same way. So just sit there and think about that for a second. It's already known for a fact that people are going to hate you and talk trash on you, throw a lot of crap your way because you're a Christian, because you go out and preach the word of Jesus. People do it to me. I know they're going to do it to you. But right here, he says God's going to bless you for that. God sees that we are his children. He's going to bless us for that. And it honestly gives me something to look forward to. Like it says right here, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. God bless it. Be happy about that. All these people are sitting there talking trash on you. Be happy about it. That's how you know you're making an impact. The devil wouldn't be attacking you if you weren't. So it's something to be excited about when you're making such an impact that people start trashing you, people start throwing these things to you. Something to celebrate, because that's how you know you're doing something right. And it says right here, be happy about it. So I'm going to be happy about it. But now we're going to go into more of his teaching side of it. So he has a list. There's he touches on a lot in the Sermon on the Mount. And there's a list of them, and we'll briefly touch through all of them until we're done. And then that's going to be that. But the first thing he does is he talks about salt and light. He says, do not hide your light. If you think about it, it's kind of like that little kid song they used to sing. Like, I forget how it goes. Hide my light under a bush or something like that. Don't do it. Don't hide your light. This is what you have. This is how people see us. We are the light of the world, like a city on a hilltop that cannot be hidden. Don't hide that. Let everyone see it. Let everyone see our light, and they will praise Jesus as well. So go out, show your light to the world. And then he touches on salt. We are the salt of the earth. But what good is salt if it has lost its flavor? You can't make it salty again. It will just be thrown out and trampled on. It's worthless. Don't let that go. Don't let your beliefs die. Don't let your boldness die. Because we are the salt of the earth. Don't let it go away. Don't just be someone that is trampled all over. Don't be that person. Be bold. Be hyped up for Jesus. Go out, tell people about Jesus. Be the light in a dark world, because that's what we're in right now. This is a pretty dark world. Be the light in it. Be what holds this place together, not what is pushing it apart. The next thing that he talks about is the law. And he says God's law will never disappear. He says that he didn't come to abolish the old law. He came to fulfill it, to fulfill what these old prophets have said. He came to fulfill what Moses talked about. And that's what's so crazy to me is the law doesn't change. It doesn't change. Jesus fulfills it. It's awesome to think about. Don't ignore the 10 Commandments. Don't ignore the commandments that God gave us in the past. Don't be one of those people that say the Old Testament is old book and New Testament's now. Don't be that person, because Jesus came to fulfill the law, not abolish it. Next thing he goes into, he talks about anger. Now I'm going to read verse 22 for you. It says, "But I say, if you are even angry with someone, you are subject to judgment. If you call someone an idiot, you are in danger of being brought before the court. And if you curse someone, you are in danger of the fires of hell." Think about that for a second. You're in danger of the fires of hell if you curse someone. Think about when you're driving down the street, someone cuts you off, what goes into your head, and you start saying that. That's not how you need to be acting. I know I struggle with it too, but I'm working on it. That's not how we need to be acting. He talks right here. So if you are presenting a sacrifice at the altar in the temple, and you suddenly remember that someone has something against you, leave your sacrifice at the altar, go and be reconciled to that person, then come and offer your sacrifice to God. So he says it's better to go and make up with that person who hurt you. That person that you're angry with, go make up with them. Don't be the person that holds a grudge. Don't be the person who stays angry forever, because that's going to kill you just as easy. That's going to kill you with anger. And to be honest with you, chances are that person doesn't even know what they did. So you've got to focus on clearing up all of that and not holding any kind of grudge or anger in your heart. Goes down, and then he talks about adultery. He straight up says, anyone who even looks at a woman with lust has already committed adultery with her in his heart. Think about that for a second. Touching on like OnlyFans and all this stuff. You're committing adultery by doing that, by looking at it with lust. That's committing adultery. And then he goes on to say, if your eye, even your good eye, causes you to lust, gouge it out and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to be thrown into hell. I think that my favorite part about these verses so far, he shows how serious that this is. He shows how serious these sins are. And it's because it is heavy. It is serious. Like these things that you don't think about, it's serious stuff. It's just crazy to think about. So then after adultery, he goes down to divorce. And anyone who divorces his wife, unless she is unfaithful, commits adultery. And if you go out and you marry a divorced woman, you are committing adultery. Marriage is meant and supposed to be for life, not for 5 years until you get tired of the person, not for a temporary time. It's supposed to be for life. If you are unfaithful, that's one thing. But if you divorce someone because you get tired of them, it's unacceptable. That's not what's supposed to happen. So then he goes down and he talks about vows. He's like, you must not break your vows. Carry out the vows you make to the Lord. Don't make any vows. Don't be sitting there like, oh, I swear to God. Or I raise my hand in front of God. We don't do that as Christians. For us, a yes is a yes and a no is a no. It's enough. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to bring God into it. We just have a yes and a no. Simple as that. Next thing he goes into, he talks about revenge. The law says, match the injury, an eye for an eye. But he says right here, if someone slaps you, turn the other cheek. If someone steals a coat from you, give them the shirt off your back. Give to these people. Give to those who harm you. Show these people love. Show them true love, what God really is. I think about this and I think about Erica Kirk. She forgave that man that killed Charlie. That's how you show these people love. We don't sit here and judge and fight and all that. We are peaceful. We love one another. We forgive. That's what we're called to do. The next thing he talked about is loving your enemies. Pray for those who persecute you. Then you will act as a child of God. We don't need to be sitting here hating people for trash talking us. We don't need to be sitting here hating people because they think they're better than us and they look down on us. We don't need to be sitting here like that. I get disrespectful comments on my stuff, but I really think about it. And I'm like, I really hope that I help this person find God. We need to sit here and focus on helping these people, acting as a child of God, not acting as a child of the world. That's what we need to look for. And what reward is there for hate? If you just hate, what reward is that? It's a lousy life to live. We don't need to be living like that. We need to love one another, not hate. Hate is what causes people to die. Hate is what causes people to get hurt. It's not right. We need to pray for our enemies, love our enemies, not hate them. Next thing he talked about is give to the needy. We need to go give to these people who don't have anything. And to be honest with you, we need to do it in private. We don't need to do it for a show. We don't need to be like, oh, look at me, I'm giving to this person. We don't need to do it for recognition. We need to do it in private so that we can really make sure that we're doing it from the goodness of our heart and not doing it to look cool for other people or to look good for other people. The Lord will reward you for giving to the needy. I always like to think you can't outgive God. God will bless you and bless you and bless you. You can't outgive him. Simple as that. The next thing that he touches on is prayer. Now, he straight up says, don't be like the hypocrites who like to pray publicly on the street for everyone to hear so everyone thinks they're some great Christian. Pray in private. Go into your prayer closet. Sit down and have a conversation with God. We need to do it alone. We need to be vulnerable. We don't need to do it for show. We don't need to do it to look. We don't need to do it to show other people we're Christians. We need to pray alone and have a moment with God. That's what we need. Then I'm going to sit here and read to you. It straight up said, don't be like them, for your Father knows exactly what you need even before you do. Pray like this. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who have trespassed against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Think about that. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. That's how we need to be praying. We're praying for God to come down on earth. We're praying for God to guide us. We're praying to God. And we should only be praying to him. So don't be like the hypocrites who just pray in public to look cool. Be the people that have a prayer life in private, because that shows in your actions, shows in your thoughts, shows in how you treat people. That shows. Next, when he talks about money and possessions, and everything earthly ends up rusting, getting old, and getting thrown away, just being trash at some point. We need to store up treasures in heaven. You cannot serve two masters. You can either serve money, houses, cars, or God. And here's the thing, money is not a bad thing. Having money to live comfortably is not bad at all. But when it becomes your only focus and your only goal, and you push God out to the side, that's your issue. When you get rich, but you don't give anything, that's your issue. That's not what we need to be doing. We need to be storing up our treasures in heaven, while at the same time we're going to be blessed by God, and we're going to be working a job to provide for our family. Then work. It's not bad to work. It's not bad to have money. It's not bad to do what you got to do to get it. It's bad to worship it. That's the difference. And the next thing he talks about, do not judge. Don't judge one another. Jesus goes on to talk about, I'll read it for you. Why worry about a speck in your friend's eye when you have a log in your own? How can you think of saying to your friend, let me help you get rid of that speck in your eye, when you can't see past the log in your own eye? Hypocrite. First get rid of the log in your own eye, then you will see well enough to deal with the speck in your friend's eye. Don't waste what is holy on people who are unholy. Don't throw your pearls to pigs. They will trample the pearls and turn and attack you. Think about that. We're not out here just to sit here and judge one another. We're not out here to sit here and point everything out. We're out here to work on ourselves and work on other people through that. That's what we're supposed to do. The next thing he talks about is effective prayer. And honestly, one of the biggest cliches, but it's true, is pray without ceasing. Don't stop praying. Keep on asking and you will receive what you ask for. Keep on seeking and you will find. Keep on knocking and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives. Everyone who seeks finds. And everyone who knocks, the door will be opened. Think about that. If your children ask for a loaf of bread, do you give them a stone instead? Or if they ask for a fish, do you give them a snake? Of course not. So if sinful people know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your heavenly Father give good gifts to those who ask him? Think about that for a second. He's heavenly Father. He is God, the Creator, the Almighty. Think about what he can do for you. All you have to do is ask. All you have to do is keep asking, keep seeking, keep knocking, and it'll be given to you. The door will be open for you. Don't give up after one or two times. Keep on doing it. Push and push. And in God's timing, it will be opened. That door will be opened. You'll get that job. You'll be blessed in a way that you can't even think about it. The next thing he talks about is the golden rule. And it is do to others as you would have them do to you. I mean, that's self-explanatory as it is. It's something as simple as you walking into the mall. You would like it if someone held the door for you, so hold the door for someone else. You're in traffic. You would like it if someone lets you in, so go let them in. If you're in a rush and you accidentally walk into somebody, you would like it if they looked at you and be like, hey man, you're good. So do that to them. Do to other people as you would have them do to you. Self-explanatory is simple. So the next thing he talks about is the narrow gate. And I'm going to read this to you. You can enter God's kingdom only through the narrow gate. The highway to hell is broad and its gate is wide for the many who choose that way. But the gateway to life is very narrow, and the road is difficult, and only a few ever make it. That's like, right, only a few ever make it. Think about that for a second. We need to push and live for God, have that relationship with God, so we're one of those few that make it. Because that gate's narrow. It's only about that big, and the gates to hell are wide. So make it through that little narrow gate. You do that by having faith in God, by trusting in God, by loving God, by having a relationship with God. That's how you do that. So always seek out a better relationship with God. That's how you make it through the narrow gate. Then he talks about the tree and its fruit. And I know I talk about this a lot, but he says, beware of false prophets. Then he teaches us how to be able to tell. Right here, you tell by their fruit. A good tree produces good fruit, and a bad tree produces bad fruit. A good tree can't produce bad fruit, and a bad tree can't produce good fruit. So every tree that does not produce good fruit is chopped down and thrown into the fire. Yes, you can identify a tree by its fruit. So you can identify people by their actions. Think about that. Your actions are what show the world who you are. And I say faith without works is nothing. I can sit here and say that I have faith in God all the time. But if I'm not acting like a Christian, then I'm not really a Christian. We talk about fake Christians a lot. If you sit there, raise your hands on Sunday, but go and get drunk every night of the week, you're not acting like a Christian. So we as Christians need to be better at that. Stand tall, walk the walk, make sure that we embody the fruits of the Spirit. We talked about them a few weeks ago. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness. Remember? We talked about them already. We need to make sure we embody those fruits. That's how people can tell that we're actually servants of God, that we're actually children of God. That's how people tell that. Then he goes into true disciples. Not everyone who calls out to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven. Only those who actually do the will of my Father in heaven will enter. On judgment day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, we prophesied in your name, and cast out demons in your name, and performed many miracles in your name. But I will reply, I never knew you. Get away from me, you who break God's laws. And God's laws are very simple. It's written out. Very simple. God's will is to be done on earth. If you are the reason it doesn't get done, why do you expect to make it into heaven with him? Always focus on being the person that pushes God's will on earth, not the one who takes it away. And we'll talk about, again, fake Christians. Like I just talked about, raise your hands on Sunday, but go get drunk on Monday. That's not how it works. Sitting there, Lord, Lord, I worshiped you every Sunday. But you didn't live for him. You didn't live for God. That's what we need to do. We need to live for God. Not just on one day, but every day. Push the will of God on the earth. Don't be the reason it doesn't get done. Then he goes in, and this is the last one. He talks about building on a solid foundation. And I'll just read this whole section to you. Anyone who listens to my teaching and follows it is wise, like a person who builds a house on a solid rock. Though the rain comes in torrents and the flood waters rise and the winds beat against that house, it won't collapse because it is built on bedrock. But anyone who hears my teaching and doesn't obey it is foolish, like a person who builds a house on sand. When it rains and floods come and the winds beat against that house, it will collapse with a mighty crash. I don't know what else to say to that. It's a perfect way to say it. We need to build our foundation on God, not on anything else. Because everything else on this world, on this earth, lets you down. But the one thing that holds true and the one thing that is steadfast and will never leave your side is God himself. He doesn't die. He doesn't stop. He doesn't leave. He is always there with you. And that's the Sermon on the Mount. Once again, I suggest that you go read this because this is powerful stuff. If you have a red letter Bible, look at this. I don't know if you can see that. The whole thing's red. See? The whole thing's red letters. That means it was spoken by Jesus himself. So whenever Jesus says something to people, he's the Son of God. It's pretty powerful stuff. God and man is who said this to us. So go and read it. Go and focus on it. Go and pray about it. Meditate on it. Really focus on what he said in Matthew 5-7. It's very important. But with that being said, that's all I got for the day. So thanks for watching. See y'all next time on Christmas Day, Thursday. Hopefully I have a good video for you then. I don't know if I'll get too political with you. I might just tell the story of Jesus coming and being born. We'll see what happens. But join me for solving the world's problems with Caleb Moats. I might change that for tomorrow to solving the world's problems with Jesus. Because Christmas is all about Jesus. Go tell someone about him. Tell someone about Jesus this week. I'll see y'all Thursday. Thanks for watching. Peace.